Well, folks, it's been a while. To be quite honest, I wasn't sure I would be speaking to you all again so soon. Everything I wanted to say was, well, most eloquently put in my Dagoth Ur tells off ToddHoward video. If you have yet to see that, it's an oldie but a goodie. Go check the links. Anyway, on to the business at hand. Gamers are so incredibly incompetent. They wonder why the state of the industry has ended up the way it has. Yet, who do you think buys every single microtransaction, every piece of slop content they shovel out? It is actually no wonder. But these imbeciles don't know what restraint is, or even what pirating is for that matter. If you can't keep your fat Dorito-covered hands off of a product, why not just pirate it? Listen, I know you all know where this is going, but first, yes, I am still jaded about the 20th anniversary. Can you believe Bethesda made a celebratory post on Arena's anniversary? Those bastards! Well, Bethesda is as Bethesda is. The embodiment of hypocrisy, lies, and deceit. They remind me much of the Tribunal. They even have a hierarchy in the company. I won't get into the details. But you certainly aren't allowed to disagree with anything from above, lest you get shoved into Bardow and tortured like the dissident priest you are. Excuse me, it just hits home. This is, of course, in regards to the Oblivion Leaks. Let me give you a bit of history, since Bethesda simps are too blind, and normies are too stupid to understand anything on the surface. Only a real fan understands that this is a major insult. Years ago, Bethesda generously, oh so generously, gave their solemn and just word that the fans had their permission and consent to work on their own remakes, because Bethesda was not going to do any such thing. The only stipulation, of course, was that fans would have to create all of their own assets from scratch, meaning make your own video game. You can't sell it, but you have to make everything from scratch. Fine. So be it. And thus, Skyblivion was born. Now, fast forward 10 years later, things have changed. But Bethesda never addressed these changes, no. They never did they? The Skyblivion trailer released. They are so close to release that it is coming out this year. The year of our Lord 2025. It is not a mere mod. Look at it. 10 years of work. It is a remake, made from the ground up, all assets from scratch, but even more so, more fleshed out dungeons, environments, lighting, the works. And those fools on X, calling it a mere mod. It is for all intents and purpose a brand new game, considering the work, considering everything. Imagine calling Counter-Strike a mere mod of Half-Life. Those fucking cocksuckers. Nevertheless, the Oblivion Leaks came out. And what do we see? Fucking brown. I really hope the screenshotter was just mentally handicapped and took these images at dusk. Less trees. And brown. Yeah, that sounds like Cyrodiil. Although it is still a farce from the Morrowind lore. Go support Project Tamriel for a more lore-accurate Cyrodiil. They just had their first release in December, The Strident Coast, the Kingdom of Anvil. Calovia isn't much of a jungle as the rest of Cyrodiil, but fear not. They're making great strides. Anyway, back to the matter at hand. How are these plebeians on X not seeing that this is the biggest fuck you that any company has ever done? They only spent 10 years making this, and now you are going to compete? Pull the rug right out from under them, huh? This is more than just having two versions of Oblivion, dear friends. This is the fans versus Bethesda. Vote with your wallets. Don't be the stupid gamers that just take in every piece of mindless slop. I will be waiting to see for myself. But I have a hard time imagining that Virtuos, in the limited time they have took the same amount of effort that Skyblivion has. I imagine the dungeons are all the same, full of the same complaints and criticism that Oblivion rightly has. Meanwhile, Skyblivion has revamped a vast number of things. I just don't see a world where Virtuos goes above and beyond, other than what Bethesda says they are allowed to do. No city overhauls either. Skyblivion already has that. Look, I can harp on all the differences all day, but history is not going to simply smile and say that was the year we got 2 Oblivions. No, it is going to say that was the year that fire and war came unto Bethesda for even greenlighting this. Have you all forgotten how long it has been since an Elder Scrolls game proper? Have you forgotten that they lied about the Elder Scrolls 6 trailer just to grease Microsoft up so they could get bought, and then not even start development for 5 fucking years later? Fallout 4 mid, Fallout 76 a disaster. And I was almost going to come back to make a video on Starfield, but no. Everyone has already said everything I could ever say about that. And yet look, just show a few gamers a few wretched screenshots and they drool like the mongrel dogs that they are. Oh, please, Bethesda, please take my money, even though you have done nothing but backstab us and insult us in this, a monumental fuck you. I certainly hope they never try to remake Morrowind. Imagine trying to mess with perfection. I suppose there are some things you could do, but they dare not touch the mechanics. Of course, let us be realistic here. They could never remake Morrowind. It has too much freedom. Nothing quite like flying around at 4,000 fucking miles per hour and launching giant fireballs down at cities. But never mind that thought. My point stands. They couldn't have greenlit a remake for any other Elder Scrolls game, Battlespire, Shadowkey. Imagine having a fully fleshed out Shadowkey made in Unreal. Could they ever be so creative or greenlight such ideas? No. Only the project that the fans have spent 10 fucking years working on. Fuck you, Todd, and Emil, nobody wants to play the Elder Scrolls 6 because you are a terrible fucking writer. No Jeremy Soule either. What are we even waiting on? The fact that this is coming out means that we still have a very long way to go before the Elder Scrolls 6 is ready. And given their track record, I do not even care. Everything they have released for ages has just been mid or trash. Does anyone expect that to change? How embarrassing is it going to be that this Oblivion remake is going to end up better than the Elder Scrolls 6? First of all, Oblivion is a great game. Despite my criticism, it is fun, although a shallow remake will never be able to recapture the magic and memes of the original. Still, that will likely be gold in comparison to whatever Elder Scrolls 6 will be. Does anyone really have any faith in Bethesda flop after flop after flop? Starfield looks like it came from 2013. Boring, inconsequential, and well, as I said before, many have already said it all already. In fact, I have said all there is to say. Fuck you, Bethesda. Skyblivion will outshine this shallow remake. You will be embarrassed, and Elder Scrolls 6 will be a disaster. I have said my piece. Farewell.